Welcome to the Women of Fort Mill, South Carolina. I'm Kelly, mom of 2 teenagers, serial entrepreneur, and lover of all things that inspire and empower women. After years of supporting women on their journeys, I'm thrilled to be here to spotlight the powerhouse women who make Fort Mill so special.
And I'm Leah, mom of a very busy toddler and your go-to financial guru for making sense of money and planning for the future. I absolutely love helping women feel confident in their finances. And together, Kelly and I are here to connect you with the stories, tips, and insights that can help you thrive personally and professionally.
Every week, we're inviting you to join us for a quick 20-minute chat with local female business owners, women who are really changing the game here in Fort Mill.
You'll walk away with new ideas, practical advice, and a deeper connection to the community. Whether you're seeking motivation, actionable tips to grow your business, or just a bit of solidarity and the ups and downs of entrepreneurship, you're in the right place.
This is the Women of Fort Mill, South Carolina. Let's dive in and meet the incredible women here in our community.
Hey there, everyone, and welcome to the Women of Fort Mill podcast. I'm Leah Williams, and I'm so glad that you're joining us today. We have an amazing episode for you that I know Kelly and I are both thrilled to feature. For those of you that don't know Kelly, she does it all. She is the most incredible co-host, and we are blessed to meet amazing women like our featured guest, Nicole McAlister. Nicole, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Now, I know you very well, and I think a lot of the people that are listening probably know you or have heard your name and might know some of the things that you're going to share, but there's a lot that people don't know. So we're excited to share with people your story, what brought you to where you're at today. I think most of us that do know you think about Superwoman when we think of Nicole McAlister.
I'm honestly flattered.
But I know you're going to talk about what are the things that women need to learn to help them really manage these different things in their life and really create the life they want. So could you share with us a little bit about your background, your story, how you got to where you're at now?
Well, it's interesting because I think in America, the first thing we ask people is like, what do you do for a living? It's like, nice to meet you. What do you do? And I truly have identified as a realtor for the past 12 now years as my core identity. And it's like, I don't know how I got there, but my being is a realtor. And then I had my son 2 years ago. And now I'm like, oh, I'm Rowan's mom first. And then I'm a realtor. And my husband fits in there too.
Yes.
But I have always had a knack for business to some extent. I can get into some of my background in a little bit, but even growing up, our school had an entrepreneurship program and I took it upon myself to lead up starting a school store. And we were making real money at the time. I mean, we were really making money. I was the manager for a Chick-fil-A, went into college and I needed to work my way through college. So I literally could survive. And I just always would move into a position of leadership of some sort. It found me even when I wasn't seeking it. Through my multiple jobs as just a young adult, I found myself doing business consulting. And I found myself at the top of an organization that didn't have any vision for growth. And that meant no more money. And it also meant no more leadership opportunities. And so I did what everyone else does, which is I turn on the TV and I'm like, what do I want to be when I grow up? And what looks fun? And houses are shiny. You know, you think as a realtor, you're going to be looking at homes all day and the HGTV stars make it look so blissful and joyous and carrying my Louis Vuitton that I still don't own. So I got into real estate. I took the jump. I would not go back. And it is completely different than I would have ever imagined.
I love that. And Nicole, I have to say, the first time that we connected, one of the things that I admire so much about you is just your inclusion and friendliness, regardless of where I've seen you around town. And so I love that. I know all of our listeners can hear that through the phone right now, but I'm just so glad that you're on today. So continuing on with your story, you get into real estate. You're like, okay, let's go. And I know from what you just shared, it sounds like it's turned out differently than what you originally maybe thought. More fun, I'm sure. But tell us a little bit about what keeps you going. And you're not just a real estate agent. You have so many more components and a team and all these things. So tell us a little bit about that part of your journey and like what keeps you in the game.
Yeah, I am a servant heart. I love serving others. I love having the opportunity to connect people. 30% of the national GDP is tied back to the real estate industry of some form or fashion. Home services, lending, purchasing. It's a pretty substantial contribution, and it's all driven from the core, which I consider the realtors. So in this space, I get to connect people and help jobs come about through painters, flooring, staging, lenders, home purchasing, obviously. Connecting if someone needs a car, I connect them. I mean, literally just as many people as I can help. And I believe in this life, we're meant to either make an impact on everyone who we come in contact with, or they're supposed to be making an impact on us. And so I just move forward in the spirit of it keeps me going to be helping people. And then, of course, you remove this 10,000 foot view of I'm helping people to I monetize it because we all go to work. If we're being honest, we need money. So you go to work to earn money if we're all laying it out there. And how can I help as many people as possible with the most genuine spirit? And then also in hopes that ultimately, if someone's looking to buy, sell, or invest, that they think of me being top of mind for at least an earned interview for the relationship that we have. And then just like any other job, it's on you to earn the job and it's on you to keep the job. So I think helping others. And then I think the other piece to that is it's such an intimate decision in someone's life, not necessarily which house they're going to get. That's an outcome. And I'm not tied to the outcome of which house. I want to make sure it's the right house. And we talk through, hey, have you considered this or will you be doing this? Here are all the red flags you could find before you move forward. If you're good with that, we can proceed. If you're not good with that, we should probably take a pause. It's a huge financial decision. And I really take my fiduciary responsibility more as a financial consultant of, hey, these are all of your options, even if it results in not getting a sale. Because if it's the best financial move for someone, this can make or break someone's financial future if not done correctly, even if it's short term. It can be short term or long term. And so I think that the power in doing that and really being a well-rounded finance consultant for my clients is helpful. And it's not just, hey, do you want to buy or sell? Because anyone can ask that.
Yeah, I love that. It's really not built on the actual transaction. It's the overall experience. And, you are very efficient. You are a connector of people. And so that overall experience is something that people want. Most of our listeners are here within the Fort Mill community. Most are women. So there's so many things that I know we can learn and we can benefit from Nicole McAlister. So tell us a little bit about one or two things that our community can learn or benefit just from your expertise.
First of all, I'm flattered. You guys are being so nice. A couple things. One is the whole human. So as women, I think it's really important to remember nothing is as big as it seems in the moment. You get an emergency call and it seems like in that moment, your life's shattering. You have a doctor's appointment and in that moment, it's the what ifs and the worst case scenarios. And I think it's just important to remember that everything that happens is a moment in time. I apply that to my business, of course. As a woman and as a mom, as a wife, as a friend, is so much lighter walking around knowing that even when something terrible happens, it's a moment in time and it's just a blip. And that helps people manage stress. So moving is one of the most stressful things it's death, divorce, and moving. Top 3 highest stressors on the planet. And my day-to-day is evolved around one. So we're constantly triaging. And if my client doesn't know about any issues, that's the goal. If my client's like, wow, like I didn't really even hear from Nicole for, the week. It's like, that means everything is perfectly sailing, not that nothing's happening in the background. And I think that ties back to nothing's as big as it seems. So don't make it a bigger deal than it is. And I apply that to every aspect of my life, including my parenting.
We're all 3 moms. There's a lot of moms that listen in. And like I said in the beginning, for everyone that knows you, they're like, okay, you are somehow omnipresent, there for all of your friends, family, son, and clients. I know part of that is because you have built such an incredible team around you. And that is one of the key pieces of growing not only a business, but in life. Could you speak to some of the key skills and things that you've put in place to really do all of this? Because as much as all of us feel like, you're not human and what you're able to do because you can do so much. You've intentionally learned skills, like put different metrics in place so that all of these things can continue to operate.
I mean, you said two key words. One is my team is phenomenal. And I think for anyone who has a team, really leaning into everyone's highest and best use is essential for you being able to do your highest and best use, not micromanaging and hiring the right people and then empowering them to do their lane. Like it's not our shared lane. We have a shared vision. We have a shared mission, but it's your lane. It's my lane. I'm super fortunate. Two of my team members have actually been with me for 10 years, almost 11. And that's unheard of in the real estate industry, especially in the past climate. It comes down to team culture and it comes down to your relationships. I mean, everything this business, and that ties to connecting too. Everything goes back to the relationship. What's my relationship with the team? And then having the team in place. The second thing I would say is the key to my success outside of the team is habit stacking systems. So one, having systems in place that automate, and two, habit stacking things without overthinking. So an example of this is, and it's going to sound impersonal when I share this example of how this plays out, but it doesn't feel impersonal when someone's receiving it. So one example of this is I have a local group of girls that make our gifts. Not all of them, but most of them. I'd say 80% of the gifts we send out are made from one group of people. And I've pre-selected a few categories of gifts that's appropriate for each type of thing. So for example, when my dad passed away, the most impactful gift I received was wind chimes. They're still hanging to this day. It's been almost 6 years and they've moved with me and they're about to move with me again. They're going to be around forever. And if anything happens to them, I will have to replace them because they've become a staple. That impactful gift changed my gift. So now if someone passes away, we send them wind chimes. Now, it's going to sound impersonal that everyone gets the same gift, but it was so impactful to me that now when I hear the rhythm, I'm like, oh, what's up, Dennis? Must be having a good day. Or I just feel his spirit to some degree. And it's crucial that instead of overthinking, I know a lot of people. So every time someone passes of someone that I know, I don't need to reinvent the wheel of what I'm going to do because it is from my heart. It does have sentimental meaning why they're receiving them, but it's also systemized. So it's something that I think everything in my life that can be systemized is still from my heart and it is still my intentions. And there's a process and a system that lets it happen like that. And so I'm not spending a lot of time to do a lot. I'm doing a lot with a little bit of time.
Yeah. Well, of course, I've been the recipient of a lot of these things where I'm like, oh my gosh, how did she know? For example, when our dog, who was like our child years ago, passed away, it was, for all the dog parents out there, it was like losing a real human. So I think the impact that people feel when they receive these things, when they interact with you, Kelly said it in the beginning, her first interactions with you just told her like how genuine you are. And I think that when you have so much love for people and you want to help people so much, you are limited unless you have systems. You can only do so much. And then when you have a little person in your life, you have to get that much better and that much more efficient. Knowing that there is so much more that we could cover, and I wish we had 2 hours to spend with you. Would you say there are a couple of things, especially for women, that you would encourage them to add to their life, whether it's Miracle Morning or something, some kind of tactic, strategy, something that you feel like this is a pain point for a lot of women in general, but by implementing this or learning the skill, it's really going to save you so much time. Is there anything that you would advise or share?
I would say my no days off theory, and it's not no days off, and I didn't come up with this. It's something that I follow. It's not no days off of work. It's not like go grind. It's every day we have an opportunity to get better at something, even if it's just 5 to 10 minutes. And so as women, I think we have these huge goals and huge aspirations, and we're tired and overspent at the same time. And so I think we're constantly in this flux of achieve, burnout, achieve, burnout, or at least the mindset of how can I possibly do more and get here if this cup is already full and overflowing? How's that possible? And so with the no days off mindset anyone can implement that. It's just carve out 5 minutes in a day to work on something that's important to you and that brings you joy and brings you passion and that is ties to a key relationship or your family or your health or your business. And just 5 to 10 minutes a day compounded will start to impact your business if done in or life if done intentionally.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much. I've never heard it called that before. So thank you for teaching me that. But it's so true because it's investing in yourself, whether it's no days off, whatever it is that you're really pouring into. It's something that we all can take home and apply. So thank you for being our guest on Women of Fort Mill podcast, Nicole. You guys, you can connect with Nicole on Instagram. Nicole, will you share really quick with your Instagram? We'll have every connection in the show notes, but tell them what your Instagram is so they can grab a follow for you.
My Instagram is Nicole, the Carolinas Realtor. And thank you guys so much for having me. And I look forward to connecting with y'all.
Oh my gosh, we're so glad you were on today's episode. And we will have everything within the show notes also on our Instagram page. You can grab every connection resource with Nicole and how you can not only follow her, you'll be seeing her featured here on Women of Fort Mill podcast Instagram as well. But if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with someone. Share this episode specifically with someone who is in the Fort Mill community who needs to hear Nicole's wisdom and follow along the podcast. We also would love for you to give us a 5-star rating. It helps us spread our message and get out to more local women. And of course, please go to our Instagram page and follow us and sign up for our newsletter. This is a weekly newsletter that comes out. It shares more about our podcast guests. It shares more about their business and how you can connect with them. And of course, any events that we have coming up in the future, or anything that the Women of Fort Mill podcast is going to be a part of, you will find in that newsletter as well. If you loved today's episode, we are so excited. Share it on your social media. Tag Nicole, tag Leah and I, and we are just thrilled that you are a part of it. Thank you for all your wisdom. And I'm so glad we had an opportunity to connect. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode, and we'll see you again next week.
Thank you for tuning in to Women of Fort Mill, South Carolina. We love bringing you the stories of these incredible women, and we hope you're walking away with a little extra inspiration every week. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to rate and review us wherever you listen. It helps us reach more amazing women like you and grow our supportive community.
And for all the latest updates, tips, and behind-the-scenes fun, make sure to follow us over on Instagram, Women of Fort Mill Podcast, and tag us to share what inspires you each week. Plus, join our email list to stay connected, be the very first to know about the new episodes and fun events. Thanks for being a part of our Fort Mill family. We'll see you next week with another inspiring woman right here at Women of Fort Mill Podcast.